Fear is often an unseen force that holds many of us back from realizing our true potential. It whispers doubts, paralyzes us, and casts shadows over the bright opportunities life offers. Reflect on the times fear has influenced your choices. Maybe you hesitated to express yourself, fearing judgment, or you abandoned dreams due to the overwhelming fear of failure. In essence, fear shrinks our world, making vast possibilities seem distant and unattainable. While it serves a purpose as a survival instinct, warning us of real and imagined dangers, in today's world, it often creates mental barriers that prevent us from taking risks and living fully. Fear can lead to retreat, causing us to postpone actions indefinitely, convincing ourselves we'll act when we're ready. But waiting for the perfect moment is just another way to fuel that fear. The longer we delay, the tighter fear's grip becomes. The real question is, how long will you let fear hold you back? How many opportunities will you miss? The philosopher Epictetus recognized that fear, while powerful, can be overcome. Stoicism provides a way to break free from the chains of fear, allowing you to reclaim the life you deserve. This isn't about ignoring fear. It's about learning to coexist with it, acknowledging its presence without letting it dictate your life. Fear distorts reality, exaggerating threats and undermining your confidence. Often the scenarios you dread turn out to be far less daunting than you imagined. The deceptive nature of fear can trick you into believing you are unprepared or inadequate, but the truth is, you are enough. Imagine deciding today that fear will no longer dictate your choices. What if you vowed to step outside your comfort zone, confront fear directly, and take control of your path? Remember, fear only holds power over you if you allow it. The more you avoid challenges or opportunities, the stronger fear becomes. But when you choose to face it, fear begins to lose its grip. Understand that fear doesn't vanish overnight. It will always linger. However, courage isn't the absence of fear. It's the choice to act despite it. Each time you move forward, even when anxious, you build resilience. Think about those who inspire you. Do they have no fears? Of course not. They simply refuse to let fear imprison them. They have learned to navigate through uncertainty and trust in their ability to handle whatever comes their way. You can train yourself to view fear as a challenge rather than an obstacle. Embrace fear as a teacher that indicates you're stepping into new territory, where growth occurs. Facing fear means preparing for the worst, but doing so with clarity, recognizing that the worst-case scenarios are often not as catastrophic as they seem. By dissecting your fears, you see that even if the worst happens, you can endure. Much of our fear stems from projecting into the future, worrying about what might go wrong. But true peace comes from focusing on the present moment, which is the only time we can act. Whenever fear arises, redirect your thoughts to the present and ask yourself what you can do right now. Courage is built through action. It's not an inherent trait but a muscle that strengthens with use. Start confronting small fears. Speak up when you're afraid of judgment. Try something new, and each act of courage, no matter how small, prepares you to face larger fears later. Perfectionism is often a disguise for fear, stemming from the desire for approval and the avoidance of mistakes. Epictetus teaches that striving for perfection only leads to anxiety. Accept that mistakes are part of the journey. No one achieves greatness without experiencing setbacks. Recognizing that fear often distorts reality allows you to see how it limits your potential. The narratives fear constructs are rarely accurate. They exaggerate threats to keep you safe but ultimately keep you stuck. When you expose these lies, you can act according to your true potential, taking risks and pursuing dreams without being hindered by imagined consequences. Fear also grows in isolation. Facing fears alone makes them feel larger, but sharing them with others can lessen their power. Remember, you are not alone in your struggles. Building a supportive community can provide strength in overcoming fear. Cultivating gratitude is another powerful antidote to fear. While fear focuses on what could go wrong, gratitude shifts your attention to the positives in your life. Practicing gratitude helps you see beyond fear's narrow viewpoint, recognizing that there is always something to appreciate, which can dissolve fear's grip. Connecting with your values and purpose diminishes fear's power. When you understand who you are and what you stand for, fear has less ability to shake you. Living in alignment with your principles allows you to acknowledge fear without being controlled by it. Now, let's embark on a journey towards freedom from fear. With each principle you embrace, you will move closer to a life unbounded by fear's limitations. The world of possibilities awaits, beginning with the first step, reclaiming control over your mind, actions, and life. Together, we can take that step forward, overcoming the external pressures that often dictate our emotions and actions. As we deepen our understanding of Stoic wisdom, we'll explore the transformative art of not caring, not out of indifference, but as a means to let go of what doesn't serve our growth. Life constantly pulls us in different directions, weighing us down with expectations and judgments that don't align with our true selves. True freedom lies in releasing this unnecessary burden and focusing on what truly matters. When you care less about others' opinions, you create space for peace and fulfillment. Reclaim your happiness by refusing to let external judgments define you. When you stop chasing validation from others, you gain inner freedom, living for yourself rather than for others' expectations. Chasing external approval often leads to disappointment. As you achieve, the bar is continuously raised, creating an endless cycle of seeking more. Real success lies in inner contentment, not in outward recognition. Letting go of things you cannot control is essential. Much of our stress arises from trying to change the uncontrollable, other people's actions, outcomes, or the state of the world. Instead, focus on what you can influence, your actions, thoughts, and responses. This focus brings a sense of peace that nothing external can take away. Material possessions can also become burdens. The more you tie your happiness to things, the more vulnerable you are to losing that happiness. True wealth comes from having fewer needs and releasing the desire to accumulate more. Ultimately, by applying these principles, you will find that fear can coexist without controlling your life. You can acknowledge it without obeying it, and in doing so, you unlock the freedom to live fully, unshackled by fear. Let's take this journey together, embracing each principle and moving closer to the life you are capable of living. The world of possibilities awaits you. Life's richness often lies in its simplicity, not just in material possessions, but also in the ideas, habits, and beliefs we cling to out of fear of change. Embracing the art of not caring involves accepting change and understanding that letting go can lead to new opportunities and growth. Often we take on more commitments than we should because we want to avoid disappointing others or feel pressured to meet their expectations. Learning to say no to what doesn't align with our values allows us to focus on what truly fulfills us. It's essential to distinguish between caring less and being indifferent. Practicing detachment can actually enhance our compassion for what truly matters. Worrying too much about being liked can hinder our authenticity. When we seek approval from others, we lose touch with our true selves. Epicurus emphasized that living in line with your genuine nature is the highest form of integrity, which involves being honest with yourself and others, even when it's uncomfortable. The fear of missing out, FOMO, can also plague us, as we compare ourselves to others and feel inadequate. Recognizing that everyone has their own path frees us from this anxiety. Similarly, letting go of the pursuit of perfection, which often stems from fear of judgment, allows for growth. Instead of striving for flawlessness, we should focus on progress. The pressure to always be productive can lead to burnout. It's vital to recognize when it's time to rest and prioritize our well-being. True success is about feeling balanced and fulfilled rather than merely accomplishing tasks. In relationships, seeking validation can lead to people-pleasing, draining our energy. Setting clear boundaries helps us establish healthier connections. Additionally, the fear of making mistakes often stems from a need for control, but mistakes are integral to learning and growth. Mastering the art of not caring doesn't mean detaching from life. Rather, It allows for deeper engagement with what truly matters. As you release the burdens of others' opinions and expectations, you'll find a sense of inner freedom that empowers you to focus on what brings joy and purpose to your life. Now, as you deepen your understanding of Stoicism, you can further free yourself from burdens that hold you back, stepping into a life filled with true freedom and peace. Even after learning to let go of external judgments, you may still encounter disrespect from others. Stoicism teaches that such disrespect reflects their values, not yours. Your worth is not determined by others, and maintaining your inner peace is crucial. The natural response to disrespect might be anger, but it's important to rise above it. Anger is a choice rather than a given. Stoics believe we can't control how others behave, but we can control how we respond to disrespect. The first step is to pause and reflect before reacting. This moment of calm helps you regain control over your emotions and allows for a thoughtful response rather than an impulsive one, demonstrating strength. By taking that pause, you show emotional detachment. When someone disrespects you, their intention is often to provoke a reaction. By not giving in to that provocation, you maintain your inner peace and refuse to let their negativity affect you. Detachment isn't about being indifferent. It's about protecting your sense of self from negative energy. It's also crucial to focus on what you can control. While you can't force others to respect you, you can manage your reactions. The aim is not to change their behavior, but to uphold your own integrity. Stoicism teaches us to see disrespect from a broader perspective. Often, it arises from others' struggles or insecurities. Viewing their actions with empathy can help you avoid taking things personally. Disrespect frequently stems from ignorance. People may not understand your values, and responding with anger only empowers their misunderstanding. Instead, rise above it, recognizing that their actions do not define your worth. One of the toughest challenges is resisting the urge to retaliate, as doing so lowers you to their level. True strength lies in maintaining your principles even when provoked. Silence can be a powerful response. Sometimes, saying nothing speaks volumes, showing you don't need to defend yourself against petty attacks. It denies the other person the reaction they seek and allows you to maintain control. However, there are times when addressing disrespect directly is necessary. When you do, it's essential to remain calm and clear, as a composed response can disarm the other person. Letting go of grudges is another key Stoic principle. Holding on to resentment harms you more than the one who disrespected you. By releasing the need for revenge, you can free yourself from negativity and find inner peace. Additionally, knowing when to walk away is crucial. Not every conflict is worth engaging in. Valuing your peace of mind over unnecessary disputes is a sign of strength. Disrespect can serve as a reminder to ground yourself in your values. When someone challenges your self-worth, it's an opportunity to reaffirm your beliefs. You are not defined by others' opinions, and standing firm in your values demonstrates that their disrespect holds no power over you. Stoicism encourages us to question whether a defensive response is necessary. Often the urge to defend ourselves stems from insecurity. When you're secure in your identity, external attacks can't affect your sense of worth. Viewing disrespect as a test of character can also be empowering, as each instance gives you a chance to grow in grace under pressure. Remember that the opinions of others are fleeting and often superficial. What someone thinks of you today may change tomorrow, and their judgments typically lack a deep understanding of who you are. True self-judgment comes from within. You alone know your intentions and values. Handling disrespect with composure prepares you for life's other challenges. The ability to remain unshaken in the face of disrespect strengthens your resilience. A liberating Stoic lesson is that you don't need others' approval to live a fulfilling life. Disrespect can hurt, because we often seek validation from those around us, but real fulfillment comes from aligning with your own values. Practicing forgiveness is also essential, not for the offender's benefit, but for your peace of mind. Stoicism teaches that anger and resentment ultimately harm yourself. By forgiving those who have wronged you, you release the burden of negativity and achieve inner peace. Disrespect might sting your ego, but it can't touch your inner self or your values. Recognizing this is a profound source of strength. Cultivating humility in the face of disrespect helps you maintain inner peace. You don't need to prove your worth to anyone. When you're secure in yourself, power struggles lose their appeal. Often disrespect arises from misunderstandings. Before reacting, seek clarity. Was it intentional or a miscommunication? Understanding the other person's perspective can help diffuse tension. Stoicism values patience. Not every slight requires immediate action. Sometimes allowing time for the situation to resolve naturally is the best course. Practicing self-compassion is crucial as well. While striving for resilience, acknowledge your feelings of hurt or frustration without judgment. By being kind to yourself, you can process emotions without letting them dictate your actions. Mindfulness can also help you stay grounded, allowing you to observe your thoughts and feelings without becoming overwhelmed. Finally, accepting that you cannot control how others treat you is key. Disrespect will happen, and trying to prevent it only leads to frustration. Acceptance is empowering. It frees you from the burden of trying to change others. Cultivating self-respect is vital, as the respect you hold for yourself outweighs the approval of others. When you value yourself highly, external disrespect loses its impact. Let go of the need for others' opinions and validation to build confidence in yourself. Disrespect from others often reflects their internal struggles, rather than your shortcomings. Stoicism teaches us to respond with compassion instead of retaliation, understanding that happiness is our own responsibility. By prioritizing inner peace and aligning with your values, you can rise above disrespect and maintain a sense of strength. It's essential to practice silence and discretion, avoiding topics that lead to conflict, gossip, or negativity. Engaging in unproductive discussions distracts from personal growth and can drain your energy. Conversations about gossip, judgments, material wealth, politics, or others' failures contribute little value and often lead to unnecessary emotional turmoil. Instead, focus on discussions that foster growth and align with your principles. Recognize that your energy is limited, and directing it wisely can shape your life positively. By practicing discretion in your conversations, you create space for meaningful dialogue and protect your inner peace. Detachment is another important Stoic principle, allowing you to maintain emotional balance without withdrawing from life. It frees you from the weight of excessive attachment to people or outcomes, enabling you to engage with the world without losing yourself. By detaching, you can respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively, valuing your own opinion over the need for validation from others. In essence, practicing detachment helps you accept the unpredictability of life, focus on what you can control, and find peace in your efforts without being defined by outcomes. Prioritize your personal growth and well-being by choosing conversations and attachments wisely. Detachment doesn't mean giving up or being indifferent. Rather, it involves fully engaging with life while accepting that you can't control every outcome. This mindset allows for a more adaptable approach to change and uncertainty. When you stop clinging to rigid expectations, you become more resilient and can face challenges without feeling overwhelmed. Detachment also helps you manage life's disappointments, whether from a failed relationship or an unexpected setback. By not being overly attached to specific outcomes, you can soften the impact of disappointment and continue moving forward. In relationships, detachment is often misunderstood as emotional distance, but it's really about loving others without trying to control them. This kind of love fosters mutual respect and understanding, allowing both partners to grow individually without feeling restricted. Detachment brings calmness to your interactions. When you're not overly concerned with how others respond, you can communicate more openly and authentically, leading to deeper connections. Practicing detachment doesn't mean shutting yourself off from the world. It's about staying engaged while maintaining your inner balance. You can approach life with calm confidence, knowing your peace isn't dependent on external circumstances. This doesn't mean you stop caring. Rather, you care in a way that protects your well-being. In moments of tension, detachment helps you stay centered. When you're too emotionally invested in outcomes, it's easy to react defensively. Detachment allows you to step back, assess situations clearly, and respond thoughtfully, focusing on what truly matters, your integrity and inner peace. Moreover, detachment is essential for coping with grief and loss. The Stoics recognized that attachment to people or things can lead to suffering. Accepting the impermanence of life helps you find peace, even amidst loss. In relationships, detachment helps you set healthy boundaries. Being overly attached can lead you to neglect your own needs. Detachment lets you support others while still honoring your individuality, which is crucial for healthy relationships. Detachment also reduces anxiety. Much of our worry stems from trying to control uncertain outcomes. By focusing on the present and doing your best now, you can free yourself from the burden of future worries. This shift allows you to engage with life more fully. In your professional life, detachment helps you concentrate on what truly matters. When you're overly attached to success, setbacks feel like personal failures. Detachment reminds you that your worth isn't tied to your achievements, enabling you to pursue goals with passion while remaining unattached to the outcomes. Moreover, detachment reduces stress. Trying to control every detail can be overwhelming, leading to anxiety about potential failures. By letting go of the need for control, you can focus on what's truly important and approach challenges with a clearer, calmer mind. Lastly, detachment allows you to release past hurts and resentments. Holding on to grudges traps you in cycles of anger. When you detach from the need for justice or revenge, you free yourself from emotional burdens, allowing for healing and growth. When you become overly attached to your image, relationships, or goals, you risk losing touch with your true self. Practicing detachment provides the opportunity to step back and evaluate your genuine values and desires. It allows you to remove external influences that may cloud your judgment and reconnect with who you really are. This sense of detachment can lead to a more liberated and joyful experience of life, free from the need for control, validation, or specific outcomes. You become more open to new experiences, adaptable to change, and resilient in facing challenges. This freedom is one of the greatest benefits of Stoic detachment, enabling you to live fully without the burden of attachments to things you cannot control. As you embrace detachment, you'll notice improvements in your relationships, work, and personal development. You'll feel more grounded, resilient, and at peace with the world around you. Detachment isn't about withdrawing from life. Rather, it's about engaging with it more deeply while maintaining your sense of self. It leads to true freedom, allowing you to live with purpose, clarity, and inner peace. Having discussed the power of detachment and its benefits, it's essential to turn our attention to the habits that can weaken us. Often, we aren't aware of the subtle ways our daily routines and actions can undermine our potential and drain our inner strength. These habits can gradually erode our resilience, leaving us feeling powerless and stuck. To live a life of strength and purpose as Stoicism encourages, it's vital to identify and eliminate the behaviors that hinder us. One significant habit that diminishes strength is procrastination. Delaying necessary tasks creates a cycle of stress and self-doubt. Every time you postpone action, you reinforce the belief that you can't manage your responsibilities, which in turn weakens your confidence and makes even small tasks seem daunting. Procrastination also denies you the satisfaction that comes from making progress, keeping you trapped in inaction with unfinished tasks. Another weakening habit is letting fear dictate your choices. While fear is a natural emotion, allowing it to control your actions limits your growth. Avoiding uncomfortable or uncertain challenges prevents you from realizing your potential. Each time you opt for safety over courage, you reinforce the belief that you can't handle difficulties. To overcome this, you must confront your fears directly, using them as motivation to move forward rather than retreat. Self-pity is yet another habit that drains your strength. Focusing on your hardships reinforces a victim mentality, keeping your attention on what's wrong rather than on what you can change. Stoicism teaches that your power lies in how you respond to adversity. Instead of feeling sorry for yourself, you can choose to take action, even in small ways, to reclaim your sense of agency. Seeking approval from others is another trap that weakens your resolve. When you depend on external validation for your worth, you give away your power, becoming susceptible to the often changing opinions of others. True strength comes from within, rooted in knowing your own value without needing others' affirmation. Once you break free from the need for approval, you can live authentically, guided by your values rather than others' expectations. Blaming others for your circumstances is a habit that also erodes your strength. It's easy to shift responsibility when things go wrong, but this mindset traps you in frustration and powerlessness. Stoicism teaches that you are responsible for your life. While you can't control everything that happens, you can control your response. By owning your actions, you reclaim your power and build resilience. Excessive indulgence in comfort can weaken your ability to face challenges. While seeking comfort is natural, consistently avoiding discomfort leads to stagnation. Growth occurs when you challenge yourself and step outside your comfort zone. Prioritizing comfort over progress diminishes your resilience, making you more dependent on external sources of satisfaction. Stoicism advocates for voluntary discomfort as a way to strengthen your character. Neglecting self-discipline is another damaging habit. Without discipline, your actions become inconsistent, making it harder to achieve your goals. Self-discipline is essential for taking control of your impulses and focusing on what truly matters. Cultivating discipline through small, consistent actions can help you build the momentum needed to live purposefully. Negative self-talk is a subtle but harmful habit. The way you speak to yourself shapes your beliefs about your abilities and worth. Constantly criticizing yourself or focusing on shortcomings reinforces the idea that you are inadequate. This internal dialogue weakens your confidence and keeps you from pursuing your dreams. Stoicism teaches that you can control your thoughts. By changing your self-talk to affirmations of strength, you can transform your experience of life. Comparing yourself to others is a common habit that weakens individuals. In today's world, it's easy to measure your worth against the achievements of others, which only breeds envy and dissatisfaction. This comparison distracts you from your own path and diminishes the value of your unique journey. Stoicism reminds us that everyone faces their own challenges, and the only valid comparison is with yourself. By focusing on your personal growth, you regain a sense of control and self-worth. Overthinking is another subtle weakness. When you analyze every decision excessively or worry about potential outcomes, you can become paralyzed by indecision. This habit drains your energy and keeps you from acting, trapping you in a cycle of worry. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of simplicity in thought and action. By quieting your mind and trusting your instincts, you can break free from overthinking. Complaining about circumstances beyond your control is another weakening habit. Complaining keeps you focused on what's wrong instead of what you can do to improve your situation. It reinforces a victim mentality, making you feel powerless. Stoicism teaches that while you can't control external events, you can control your responses. Shifting your focus to what you can change empowers you and strengthens your resilience. Avoiding difficult conversations is another way to weaken yourself. These conversations can be uncomfortable, but avoiding them only creates more tension and unresolved issues. By confronting conflicts directly, you foster healthier relationships and strengthen your inner integrity. Indecisiveness can also make you feel weak. Constantly second-guessing yourself or avoiding decisions out of fear leads to stagnation. Stoicism encourages you to trust your judgment and act decisively. By making choices with confidence, even when outcomes are uncertain, you build the courage to face challenges and grow from your experiences. Relying on external circumstances for happiness is another habit that erodes strength. When your well-being depends on external factors, you become vulnerable to disappointment. Stoicism teaches that true happiness comes from within, by living in alignment with your values and maintaining inner peace regardless of external circumstances. Avoiding failure can limit your potential and weaken your resilience. Failure is an inevitable part of growth, but fear of it often prevents people from taking risks. By embracing failure as a teacher, you can learn valuable lessons and build the strength to overcome obstacles. Holding on to grudges can also drain your energy. Resentment ties you to the past, preventing you from moving forward. Stoicism encourages forgiveness, not for others' sake, but for your own well-being. Letting go of grudges frees you from the weight of past wrongs, allowing for healing and growth. Excessive worrying about the future can weaken you too. Focusing on potential problems pulls you out of the present moment, filling your mind with anxiety. Stoicism reminds us that the future is uncertain and outside our control. By concentrating on the present, you regain peace and strength. Avoiding responsibility is another way to give away your power. When you shift blame or evade ownership of your actions, you reinforce a sense of helplessness. Stoicism teaches that personal responsibility is essential for empowerment. By taking ownership of your choices, you build the strength to shape your life according to your values. Lack of gratitude diminishes your inner strength. When you focus on what you lack instead of what you have, you create a mindset of scarcity. Practicing gratitude shifts your focus to abundance, fostering contentment and resilience. Stoicism emphasizes gratitude for even the smallest blessings, which strengthens your ability to find peace and joy. Being easily offended is another form of weakness. Allowing others' words or actions to upset you gives away your emotional control. This vulnerability leaves you susceptible to judgment. Stoicism teaches that you control your emotions and that nothing can harm you unless you allow it to. By cultivating emotional resilience, you build the strength to remain calm in any situation. Focusing on what's missing in your life rather than what's present can weaken your ability to live fully. This habit fosters a sense of lack and restlessness. Stoicism teaches that contentment arises from appreciating what you have rather than constantly seeking more. By recognizing the abundance in your life, you strengthen your peace and satisfaction. Breaking these habits requires mindfulness and practice, but the reward is a life filled with strength, purpose, and inner peace. By eliminating these behaviors, you free yourself from patterns that keep you weak and make room for growth and fulfillment. Stoicism offers a path to transform your life by cultivating empowering habits, enabling you to live with greater clarity and strength. Now that we've explored the habits that undermine your inner strength and how to overcome them, it's time to turn inward and reflect on the most important journey of all: understanding yourself. Marcus Aurelius, a prominent Stoic thinker, believed that true strength and wisdom stem from deep self-awareness. To lead a meaningful life, you must first understand who you are, what drives you, and how to master your inner world. Self-understanding goes beyond recognizing your strengths and weaknesses. It involves forging a deeper connection with your thoughts, emotions, and actions. This process starts with honest reflection. Marcus emphasized the importance of daily self-examination, asking yourself what you did well, where you fell short, and how you can improve. This requires brutal honesty, not to criticize yourself, but to see yourself clearly. Understanding yourself can significantly enhance your decision-making, as every choice impacts your quality of life. A crucial part of this self-awareness is recognizing your tendencies, such as feelings of anger, anxiety, or jealousy, and how they influence your behavior. By identifying these patterns, you can work to manage them better, though it doesn't mean you won't experience them again. Additionally, self-awareness involves examining how you engage in relationships. Recognizing whether you are supportive and kind or if you let your ego dictate your interactions can lead to more meaningful connections based on respect and understanding. Acknowledging your desires is also essential. Marcus Aurelius believed that unchecked desires can mislead us toward superficial goals that don't bring true fulfillment. By reflecting on your desires, you can determine if they align with your values or distract you from your higher purpose. Understanding your fears is vital too. Fear can hinder your pursuit of goals, but recognizing it as a product of the mind can empower you to confront and overcome it. This requires courage and the willingness to act despite feeling afraid. Another key lesson from Aurelius is learning to detach from external outcomes. While you can control your actions, you cannot always control results. Accepting this frees you from anxiety and helps you focus on doing your best in the present moment, allowing you to navigate life with more confidence. Self-understanding also involves examining the narratives you create about yourself. These inner stories can either empower you or limit your potential. Reflecting on them allows you to challenge and rewrite any negative beliefs. It's important to realize that you are not solely defined by your thoughts. By practicing mindfulness, you can observe your thoughts without getting overwhelmed by them, gaining clarity about how they influence your actions and emotions. Recognizing the power of choice is crucial as well. Every day you're faced with decisions that can stem from fear, desire, or ego. Being aware of what drives your choices allows you to make intentional decisions aligned with your values. Habits, both positive and negative, significantly impact your life. Understanding your habits can help you identify those that foster growth and those that hold you back, enabling you to cultivate better routines. Failure is another aspect of self-understanding. Rather than viewing failure as a reflection of your worth, it can be seen as a valuable teacher. Embracing this perspective allows you to approach challenges with resilience and optimism. Additionally, understanding how external influences shape your beliefs and actions is important. Recognizing societal pressures and norms helps you assess whether they align with your true self, empowering you to make authentic choices. Embracing the idea of impermanence is also crucial. Acknowledging that everything is temporary can help you release attachments and appreciate the present moment, alleviating the fear of loss. Recognizing your strengths alongside your weaknesses is essential. Each individual has unique gifts, and understanding these can help you contribute meaningfully to the world, fostering a sense of purpose. Balancing ambition with contentment is another critical lesson. While striving for excellence is important, true contentment comes from within. This balance helps you remain grounded as you pursue your goals. Lastly, being aware of your inner critic is vital. Self-criticism can undermine your confidence, so learning to challenge and transform this negative self-talk is essential for personal growth. In conclusion, the essence of this debate centers around the idea that fear, while a natural response, should not dictate our lives. Instead of allowing fear to hold us back, we can choose to embrace freedom to pursue our true potential, to make choices aligned with our values, and to engage meaningfully with the world around us. By understanding ourselves, recognizing our strengths, and confronting our fears, we empower ourselves to live authentically and purposefully. Ultimately, it's about transforming fear into a catalyst for growth, leading us to a life of courage, resilience, and liberation. So let us not be paralyzed by fear, but rather embrace the freedom that comes with self-awareness and intentional living.